Welcome, everyone, to our Life to the Full team call. We are so excited that we have our very special guest tonight. We have with us Elizabeth Putz. Liz is a very good friend of Allie and I both, and we got to meet her at several things. She was just recently at the Saturday event we had in Philadelphia, and she's just such an awesome kindred spirit. She loves on her team so well. And we just want to talk about tonight building trust within our team and what that means as a leader and how you can build that. And there's no one better than Liz. She just had such an amazing heart, and we've just connected so much. And it's just awesome that I wouldn't have ever met her if it weren't for Plexus. And these are kind of people that you get to meet, and not just on your team, but those sideline sisters. It's just amazing to learn from them. So we are excited to hear from her tonight. So welcome, Liz. You're muted.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I feel completely honored to be with you guys tonight. And I don't know if your team realizes it, but you guys are amazing. You're so involved with the community, and to have people that are constantly checking in with other people that aren't even on your team. Like, I'm not even on your team, and it's like, I feel like I know you guys so well, and your compassion and the way that you care about people has really lit a spark in me. And so I look at your leaders, I look at Alexis, and I look at Allie, and I try to model what they do. That's really all I do. But being a PE teacher and just being a teacher in general, I really like to look at things in acronyms. So when I look at belief, or I try to build belief in my team, I really just break it down, and I would start it with B. B would be become the person that you ultimately want to be by developing your inner why. And I know we've probably heard this before of why your why and why you're doing this is so important. People are joining you because they need the community, they need the products, or they need the business aspect. But figuring out why this journey is so important to you. And once you do that, you're really able to figure out and help those on your team to trust you. So it's really not a secret at all. It's just bonding with them, but become the person that you ultimately want to be. Like, I know I want to retire from teaching in 2 years. Why? Like, my family and I, like, we are worth it. We are worth me getting my kids on and off the bus every day. I don't want to have to rely on anybody else. But I've had to figure out, why am I so passionate about wanting to build up my team and why the business is so important to me? It's because I want to be there for those moments. That's why I do this. So for E in belief, I think it's important for you to educate yourself on what happiness looks like for you, and then making a plan to develop that. So reaching out to others and talking to them to develop the trust within your own team. I know it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of time to get to know the people on your team, but you need to figure out what their goals are so that you're able to develop the trust with them. They know that they're recommended the correct products to be successful. L, learn about those on your team. So not just look at their goals, but figure out meaningful conversations to them. Like, what are they interested in? What would keep them accountable? What would keep them successful? If it's they just started and they barely had the funds to get started, we need to provide them with a way that they can continue to be successful on the products, but to encourage them in a way that it's easy to have 3 people join you. But learn about them, figure out why they want to do this, and encourage them to figure out a way to continue. I am in control of my daily actions. Make a plan and don't quit on it. You're in control of the person that you are becoming. And by the grace of God, we will wake up tomorrow and have another chance to do life even better. But you have to realize that you are in control of everything that you do. So if we're not seeing the fruit, it's because we never planted the seed to begin with. Evolve into your own leader, but inspire them to be someone that they can relate to. Not everyone relates to their direct upline. Sometimes it might be somebody else that or they're really able to relate to. So being able to make those interconnections. Okay, here's an example. I have someone who has lupus that is interested in joining. Now, I can't relate to her. I've never suffered with that autoimmune. I don't even have anyone in my family that has suffered. But we have people and leaders on a sister team that can directly relate. So asking them to get in 3-way chats or asking them to pour belief and pour that hope and the product information into them is going to help so much. And it's going to help them evolve into the success that they ultimately want. F, first take care of yourself. Have faith and face your own problems head on. There's no way you're going to be able to lead someone if you're not taking care of yourself first. So I realized the little things that I need to do in the morning. I need to wake up in the morning. I need to tell myself that I am the master of retention and that I am the greatest leader. And I know that sounds silly, but I have to tell myself these positive things in the morning so that I can lead with the heart with my team and inspire them to be the best version of themselves. If you're waking up with a negative mindset, then you're just going to spiral into that negativity throughout the whole rest of the day. But for me and my team, what I really try to do is get to know my people. I ask them questions all the time, probably way too many, but it's because I care. And I don't ever type anything out. I am a firm believer on voice messages. I think I voice message Alexis and Allie all the time. I don't ever type because people want to hear your excitement. People want to hear your concerns and they want to hear that you're there supporting them and your enthusiasm. So I know that can be a little scary to do voice messages, but I think we had like a team call once where it was a challenge of just message people and message them with voice messages. And it has helped so much build up confidence. But then it's also really helped my team as well build up their confidence, saying, if she can leave me a message and she messes up 15 times when she speaks, like that's a real person. You don't try to put on a mask or act fake in front of people. Like people want to see the real version of you. And if that's messing up on certain things, then so be it. It's your genuine self. You have to be true to yourself. What did I want to say?
I love it.
Nah. Okay. It's really difficult to get people to buy into you and your belief if you aren't authentic. So what that means is the kind of conversations you have with people. If I was just reaching out to people who joined my team and I was solely just asking them about Plexus, that's all they're ever going to associate me with. They're not going to think I even care about them. And ultimately, you should care about them. And if you don't care about them, then you probably shouldn't be signing people up. It's the hard truth. But this is a health and happiness business. And it is about caring about these people. They're investing in you and they're investing in you pouring into them. So you have to get to know them as a whole and just not about their Plexus products. If they're like Alexis and Allie, they're running, they're making this huge goal and they're going for this marathon goal. But like, we don't talk about Plexus all the time. we talk about there's daily things that make us happy as well, our families, and what our other goals are outside of Plexus. And yeah, Plexus is a great tool to get to our end result, but that's not all we care about when we speak to people. That's about it.
No, that is amazing. I have a whole page of notes that I feel like the student and to your teacher. But yeah, that's exactly, like, that is why I asked Liz to be on this call, because we are in a group. It's called Emerald 2020. So we're all shooting for Emerald this year. Well, 2020, next year. And so we have a weekly call. It's on Tuesdays after this one. And Phil, who is Megan Malakovic's husband, he asked, like, do you see yourself being Emerald? He asked a couple people, and some people, were a little shy, like, well, I want to be realistic. I don't know if it's actually going to happen. And then here's Liz, and she was like, heck yeah, I'm going to be Emerald. And he was like, well, what makes your belief so strong? She's like, because I have strong relationships with my team. Like, I know if I tell them that that's my goal, like, we're going to work as a team to get there, because right, you build up these relationships and they not only trust you, but they love you. Like, they want to see you succeed. And that's just what it's all about. I've definitely found that people on our team, like when Allie's shooting for something, or now we have Amber shooting for Emerald this month.
Yeah.
I was shooting for something, like sometimes that momentum, like that gives people more inspired than when they're shooting it for themselves,
Mm-hmm.
when it's like, I'm going to help you get there. Yeah. Like, it's like more hype because we have this community and we have this relationship. And I just, I love that so much. And how you were saying to the F and believe to first take care of yourself and have faith and face your problems head on. That is so true, because I think something else we connected with recently was a problem that I was facing. And when I didn't really address it, it was holding me back. And I think that we all too often do that. Like, we have some sort of roadblock and, something that we're not really talking about that is holding us back, but it's so important to get that out. And sometimes you might not even realize that it's there, but that's why we're all here. And we all need to talk about those things. And we are the perfect sounding boards for those, because it was holding me back in my business. And once I let it out, it was like a freeing feeling, and I felt lighter. And now, we're shooting for all these goals. So I love everything you said. You can definitely tell you came prepared. Do you have any input?
Oh my gosh, yes. So I loved it so much. I love your acronym. Like, seriously, way to just organize your thoughts. I was talking to you yesterday. I'm like saying all these things. I'm like, I'm sorry that I just used so many words. Like, there's probably a way that I could shorten this. So here you go. Like, this is so good, because everything is just so right on point. I loved it. But I love that, like, to me, the whole feeling I got through everything that you said was like, right, being the example, like modeling it, like not asking people to do something you're not willing to do, really caring about people. And then that's going to be what trickles down. Like, then they're going to just naturally care about other people. And even like, even in asking people to do shout outs or things like that, and people who aren't even interested in doing the business, but it's like, if you've spent so much time just caring about them to get them there, how can they not then care about the next person and wanting to help them? So even if they're not trying to do the business, but being able to recognize, like, yeah, I want to help like these other people around me too. And so I love that.
Hold on, Allie. Something that I noticed is when you're talking to people ahead of time as well, before they sign up, you have a lot of time invested in these people where they almost feel guilty not doing a shout out post, because they see how much time and how much you care about them. They're like, I'm not really one for Facebook, but I'll definitely give you a shout out. And and it's because they see that you care about them, and that's what it's all about.
Right. And it's like, they're going to reciprocate back, so it's like, you're making this effort with them. Of course, they'll help you out by giving you a shout out post. They realize that you're putting this time and energy into it. And, I think that we all, a lot of times when we're following up with people who are our customers or ambassadors, we almost feel like we're bothering them, asking them how they're doing. But today I had one of my friends who, she was like messaging me about fixing some of her like things. And she was like, she's like, oh my goodness, like, thank you. You always just have such great advice. She's like, you should get like, I wish you could get credit for this too. And I'm like, you know, look, we're not bothering them. We're helping them. Like, why do we feel like just because we're following up or we're asking them how we're doing, or we want to make sure they're successful, how is that a bother? Like, it's not a good time. They don't have to answer right then, or they can say, hey, it's not a good time. Can we catch up later? But, you know, we're doing the right thing. We're caring about them. It's good customer service. It's professional. I mean, it's authentic and it's real and it's genuine. And so when all that stuff comes out, it's just like this perfect harmony of things. And so I love that. And I love just that
every time you buy something on Amazon, they send you an email like, how was your order from Java Press or whatever?
Right. So it's like, but you practice what you preach. And like, this is the thing, is that Liz and I have been doing this together for a while, actually. So even though we're sidelines, like last year, we were like accountability buddies for a while. We've been like on and like back and forth. And even to me, somebody who's not a potential, Liz will like randomly just message me, be like, you are just amazing. And she's so encouraging. And I think that it just shows, because she's not just like, well, I'm only going to message this person if I can make money off of them. No, like, she just genuinely cares about people. And I think that when you change your mindset to be someone who's just intentional with people, when you think about somebody, you message them, you know, you send them a little fun emoji or just a hey. And so when you're authentic like that and caring about people, you're not competing with other people. You just care. Like, you will see that fruit come up, and other people do too. So I think that that's just so, you're just awesome. And this was so good. Like I wrote down all your points here. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. No problem.
Yeah.
And we have a little bit light tonight, but I'm so happy that we recorded this. Like, I'm going to watch it again just because my notes are sloppy.
It's so good. Does anybody else, like, I know Jess and Sarah, I know you guys have your videos off, but do you guys have any questions or anything for Liz about anything? Just really quick, I'll give you that chance, like, if you want to. No pressure.
Come on, bring it.
Okay, cool. Well, you can always reach out to her. She'll answer you if you message her. So
I will.
Yeah.
So voice message you.
Yeah, she'll voice message you right back. So thank you so much, Liz, for getting on here. This is just so good. I feel like we all have things that we can just go and like think about, what am I doing well, and what do I like need to do, and just building belief in myself and in other people. I love it so much. So thank you so much. And I'm sad that we'll miss you in San Diego, but I'm so happy you get that cash prize, and we'll see you, you know, around at other things. So
yes. Thank you so much. That was amazing.
All right. Thank you guys for
recording immediately. Awesome.
Yes, we did. Thank you guys so much for jumping on. We'll talk to you all soon.
Right. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.